Now, before we start this process of creating a Copilot Chat pay-as-you-go agent, we're going to need to set up a billing plan that is linked to Azure. I'm not going to cover that in this video. That had already been set up, and I do have a previous video on how to enable that. But just to show you that if I go into my Power Platform admin, I have a billing plan here which is enabled called Copilot Chat, which is tied to an Azure subscription. So when I create the agent and the interactions, messages and so on will be billed to this billing plan, which is then billed to an Azure subscription, which I need in place prior to that. Now, if I go in and have a look at the location where I create Copilot agents, that is copilotstudio.microsoft.com, you'll see the first important thing is to make sure you are in the correct environment. So in the top right hand corner, you select the option here and move to the environment that you've configured that is linked to the billing plan that is linked to the Azure subscription. In my case, that's called Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. That's what I've done here, and that is the environment that I'm currently in. Now, what you'll see here is that inside this platform, I've already gone in and I've created an agent here called F1. Okay, now the reason that I've created that and let that establish itself so I can show you the results and then take you through the steps of creating that, because what I found is that when you create an agent, it doesn't immediately start working. It needs a little time to work itself out. So I've created a existing one for you so you get an idea of what it looks like, and then we'll step through how I created that. Now, the end result is if I go to my chat here, so I've published that F1 agent into my chat environment here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that agent directly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new post here, and the way that I activate that is I basically do a call. So I do an at mention of the agent that I've created already, and I'm going to ask it the question of when did Ayrton Senna win the World Drivers' Championship. If you haven't guessed already, the agent actually is dedicated to answering questions, providing information about Formula One. So it's already set up, it's already been published into Teams, as I've noted. So I've asked it the question, give it a moment or two, and you'll see that it comes back here and gives me the expected answer in there. So what I'm going to do is, just to prove that it does happen more than once, I'm going to reply to this, and I'm going to go again, call the agent, and I'm going to ask it a slightly different question. So who won the Constructors' Championship in 1970? And give it a moment or two, it should come back and basically give me an answer to that. All right, so you'll see that that is working as expected. Now, the question is, how did I go and create this now that you've seen the result? So let's go through that process here. So what I'm going to do is go back to Copilot Studio and select the option to create. Now remember, I need to be in the environment that is linked to the billing plan that is linked to the Azure consumption. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a new agent. Now when I create a new agent, I have the option to work through basically a chat interface, which I will do here. I can also go to a pure configuration, but in this case I'm going to go through the chat interface. So I'm going to ask Copilot Studio to create me an agent that will provide information about Formula One. So what it's going to do is it's going to say, okay, I've got that. What I need to know now is, what do you want to call it? So I'll call it a different name from my other one. So I'll call this one F1 Space Agent. Off it'll go. It'll add that. And again, what instructions, what thing does it want to be avoided here? So again, what I'll do is I'll tell it that I want factual information, no speculation about the topic of choice, which is Formula One. And then it's going to ask me, okay, how do you want it to respond? What sort of tone? So I'm going to tell it I want it friendly and professional. And then it's going to ask me, I think, for any information sources. So it's going to say what data sources are out there that I can use. So in this case, I can give it many, but I'm just going to give it the approved Formula One website, www.formula1.com. All right, so you'll see there that it's all done and I've got no more refinements. Now what I can do is go over and create, but let's just take a quick note over here. You'll see all the information that has been created here. Now I can skip to the configuration where I could manually type all this stuff in, okay, but I'm happy with what I've created. Let's go in and select create. Now this is going to create the agent. I'm going to be able to go in and do some testing on it, and then the next step after that is I have to determine where to publish this agent. Where am I going to push it to so it can be consumed by my team? Now I'm going to choose to do that into Teams, and again the billing will be done back via the billing plan to an Azure subscription. Okay, so you'll see here the agent is ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just turn on the generative AI orchestration. So wait for a moment or two for that to enable. So you'll see up the top here, it's going to go and enable that for me. That just makes it, I suppose, gives it a wider breadth of knowledge. Wait for that to complete. And then what I'm going to do is over here on the test panel, now that that has done, hopefully, I'm going to ask it a question. So I'm going to ask it the center question. Make sure that's going to give me the right result. Okay, and you'll see it will step through the sources and the methodology that it used to give me an answer. So there's my center question. Let me go and ask it the one about the Drivers Construction Championship in 1970. Make sure that it gives me the same sort of result. Alright, so I'm happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the publishing. So I go to my channels here. So you'll see here that I have a number of channels I can elect to use. I can use a website, I can use Slack, and so on. In this case, I'm going to select Teams to achieve that. Alright, so you can see here the first thing I need to do is turn on Teams. So I'll select that. And when this comes back, you may also actually have to publish this prior to being able to push it in Teams. The messenger will let me know whether I have to do that. So you'll see that the channel has already been added. Okay, and you'll notice here that it says you need to publish your agent before you make it available to others. So let's select the option here and let's go in and select publish up the top here and then select the publish button. Now this will obviously create the agent and begin to push it into Teams. I'm going to come back and do some more configuration once that is complete. So it'll take a couple of moments for it to complete this publishing step. Then I need to go back in and just do a few more minor configuration settings in here. Alright, so I'll just pause the video. Alright, so we're back here. So I'm going to go back into channels again. I'm going in to go to Microsoft Teams as I did before, and you'll see that it is now ready to go. First thing to do is select the availability options. Now this is where I can determine who has access to the agent. In this case, what I'm going to do, just to make it simple, is I'm going to show everybody in my org. Now remember, I can make it more restrictive if I want, but in this case I'm just going to take the easy option and show to everybody in my org. Alright, so down the bottom here I'll submit for admin approval because I want my administrator to approve this app across the organization so everybody can use it. So it'll take a minute for it to basically seek that approval, and I'll see that notification come back into this blade here. So you'll see here that the submission status is waiting for approval. So while it's waiting for approval, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in and I'm going to select the option here to edit some details. Now the important ones down here are allow your users to add this agent to a team, and then the enable for Teams group and message meeting chat. So that means I can use it in my chat capabilities as well as in a Teams channel. I'll save that. So that is now good to go, ready to go for me. And we'll let that finish. So it's good and waiting for me to basically go in and approve. Now as the administrator, I go over to my admin area, admin.microsoft.com, go into show all, go down to my Teams administration. Now inside my Teams administration, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to locate that app, and then I'm going to want to publish that or approve that. So when this comes up, we'll find there's an ability in the Teams admin to work with my app. So here, over here on the left, we have the ability for Teams app. Let's go into manage apps there. And this will give me a list of all the apps that are currently available, whether they have been published or allowed or not. So I'll give it a moment to update its information. When it comes back, we should see that we have one pending approval in here that we're going to go in and take care of right now. So let this hopefully finish updating all of the data there. So here's our submitted custom app. So what I'm going to do is just go down over here to search. I'm going to put F1 in, and you'll see here's my F1 agent that I just created. You'll note the status is blocked. So all I'm going to do here is go in here and say publish, which is approving that app to be provided to my organization for my users, both in channels and also in individual chats. So again, allow this to update. We'll see this update, and hopefully this pending approval will go to 0, meaning my app is basically ready to go here. Give it a moment or two while it updates, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Copilot Studio and do a little bit more configuration. Okay, so it has finished there, all good to go. So I'm going to go back to my Copilot Studio here. All right, so let me just go into my availability options once again. You'll see I'll go into the item here that it's waiting for approval. I'm going to refresh it, and all things being equal, what should happen is it should show me that it has been approved. Yes, it has been approved. It's good to go for the organization here. Now, my suggestion to you is to make sure that you probably go in and publish this after doing all these settings. So it's important to remember that anytime you make changes to the app from prior to publishing or even after publishing, what you'll need to do is go up here and select the publish button in the top right hand corner there. So always remember, any changes, any updates, any configuration you do to your agent, you do need to publish it. Just get into the habit, I would suggest, of, when you come into Copilot Studio, just before you pop out and do anything, then what will happen is you should publish that so that all the latest updates are available. And again, that'll take a moment or two while it does publish that information. Now, once I've got that, okay, so that's all done here, I'll go back into my Microsoft Teams, and I'll go into my availability options here. Now, in the availability options, you'll see up the top I have a link. So let me copy that link. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that link into a new browser window. This is going to give me the ability to add the agent into Teams. So I'm going to access Teams just using the web app to keep it simple. So give it a moment for Teams to spin up. Now what it'll do is you'll see that it will prompt me to add the agent here. So here's my F1 agent that I created. I select the add button. Now when it starts to do the adding, it's going to come back and ask me, okay, where do you want this app to also be published? So the users can access this directly in their chat by mentioning it, but you'll see that I can choose to publish it to certain channels, all right? So again, what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to push it into a different channel, all right? I'm going to push it into the general automation channel, and I'm going to go here and give it a moment for it to push it into that channel. I could push it in the same channel if I wanted to, but just to avoid confusion, keep things simple here. So you'll see now that I'm in my general automation channel here. This is where my app has now been published. So what I can do is I should be able to now go in here and mention the bot that I've created. So you'll see here F1 agent, that's the one I've created. And if I ask it a question, so I go in here and say, who won the 1979 Drivers Championship, and correct the spelling mistake there, and go post. Right, we'll see if it comes back with anything immediately. Now, my experience has been that for it to actually start responding, as I showed in the initial demo, it might take a number of hours for it to finish building in the back end. Not quite sure exactly what's happening there, but don't be worried. Create the agent, publish it, then make it available, and just remember it may take a number of hours for it to actually start responding to your request here. So you'll see here that it's not responding immediately. Now don't worry about that. My experience has been it's going to take a little while to work out the back end and start doing what it needs to do to produce results. So again, just going back to showing you what the end result is. So this is the app that I already created previously. So if I go in and call that one that's already in place, and I've waited a few hours obviously with this one, and ask it the same question, hopefully fingers crossed it will come back and give me an answer that I expect here. All right, so you'll see here that it gave me that information. So the important things is firstly, you need to have the billing set up for pay-as-you-go already in place linked to Azure. You then need to make sure that you swap to that environment that you've set up linked to the billing plan in copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Go in and create a new agent and then publish it to Teams. Make sure that you make it available to Teams and you select the option, depending on what permissions you want, to make it available to the appropriate people. If you have also made that app, or you want that app available to all your users, you'll have to go into the Teams admin, and then you'll have to go in and manage the app as I showed you and make it available, or publish it, or unblock it to everybody. And then once you've done that, you can then go in back to Copilot Studio. You can grab the URL. All right, so if I go back in here just to show you, remember where the URL is, it'll be in the availability options here. So go down here, copy that link, basically open it in Teams, and you'll see you've got that capability available for your users. Now, remember, in my experience, it takes a number of hours for the agent to actually start responding, so don't be worried if it doesn't respond immediately. Give it some time to work itself out, and you should find that it is working as expected. Now remember, you can create as many agents as you want. So as we go back to agents here, you'll see that I do have already a number of agents. F1 was the one I created previously that I'd allowed to fully publish so that it would show you the how it actually works, and the F1 agent is the one that I just stepped you through. So you can have multiple ones of these if you want, and at any point if you want to get rid of it, all you need to do is select here and go into delete, and that will get rid of it. So hopefully that gives you a better idea and understanding, introduction of how you can create an agent that is tied to a consumption billing plan, so that you don't necessarily need a full version of Microsoft 365 Copilot to go in and start creating agents that can reference both your own tenant information plus web-based data as well, and hopefully provide benefit inside your organization. So thank you very much for watching the video.